What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. As you can see, your boy is back. Took a couple of days off, not in the friendly confines, handling some business, which is exactly what we're going to do today. Do not forget our morning show right here live. Then at noon Eastern, me, Sia, Prop Stars, the Maestro. We count you down to all the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. Then, tonight at 7:30 Eastern time, we count down to Sunday Night Football. Now, before we look forward, we must look back because we are the most transparent show in sports betting as well. When we have good days, we tout those. When we have bad days, we do not run from them. When we have ho-hum days, it is what it is. This is our college football crew. Check marks and a few X's for Jacob. That's all right. We're a crew. Then the Early Edge College Football Special. Again, these guys have been red hot, regression expected, but they'll get right back on the horse next week. But today is about the NFL. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Because, I got my three OGs when I need to have a day. First and foremost, he labeled this show Sunday Brunch. Live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level. M Squared, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good to have you back here. Good morning, RJ, Larry. Great to see you guys. Fired up for Sunday Brunch here. Had an awesome Formula One race very early or late last night. Stayed up for some of that. And, of course, we've got football right now on the screen. What a beautiful day. Let's go.
It certainly is. And the Packers trying to punch one in as we were on the Packers as a show. They're up 3-0 inside the 5. About 3 minutes to go over in London. If you didn't get that bet in, tell you all the time, turn on those notifications. All right, now next. Oh, he is the stoic one. He is the man. It begins and ends with him as far as NFL is concerned. At SportsLine, RJ White. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Before the show, these guys are talking about, have you ever seen any worse offensive drives looking at this game, Giants and Packers? And I said, did you not watch the Thursday game? I mean, you don't have to look very far back. That was some of the worst offense I've ever seen in that game.
And then, of course, strategically, the Broncos put out the whole injury thing with today with Russell Wilson. And, hey, how about we talk more about that on Thursday? Not today. All right, now, he has been here since day freaking one. He is the Maestro, Larry Hartstein. Good morning, sir.
To be clear, RJ, I was not talking about the Packers, even though they were inefficient the first couple of times. I was talking about the Giants running up the gut time and time again and not using Daniel Jones's legs. I have to wonder about his ankle. If they don't roll him out or get him on some bootlegs on this next possession, it could be a long day for people like me who have the Giants +8.
Well, anybody that had Alan Lazard for an anytime touchdown score, you just cashed that ticket because the Packers just scored. It's now 10-0 as the Giants have been able to do absolutely nothing. All right, let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And Larry, we're going to start with the Chargers and Browns because there has been line movement. Educate us.
Yeah, Chargers open -3, a little bit inflated after destroying a bad Texans team. And the Browns, the Falcons ran all over them. 5.8 yards a carry, 6.1 yards a play. But look who wasn't there. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Taven Bryan. That's 3/4 of the starting D-line. Well, Myles Garrett is in for sure. Clowney got in a limited practice. He's questionable. Taven Bryan is questionable. You got to check the injury reports. But if all three guys go, this is a totally different game. Chargers down to -1.5. Obviously, still no Keenan Allen, but now Josh Palmer is questionable. So when you're down Guyton and Allen and Palmer is questionable, and it's your second straight road trip, and the Chargers have a horrific run defense, just like last year. They are terrible against the run, so that obviously sets up well for Nick Chubb, and I'm going to talk about him a bit later.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we're leaning that way when it comes to the Browns. Now, there's another team, RJ White, that last week lost their second-string quarterback. They bring in a youngster out of Western Kentucky, and people who may not understand as much, they're like, oh, he can play. Well, when you have a week to prepare, you would think that the lines would be adjusted. Maybe not so much. You're up.
Yeah, the Pats are -3 with their third-string quarterback. They must be playing the worst team in the league if that's the case, right? No, they're playing the Lions team, the people that have been high on this year. Yet the line didn't move once Mac Jones was ruled doubtful and then out. So that means some sharp people are on New England. And one of them is on this show, and I can't wait to hear why, because I just don't understand laying 3 points with a third-string quarterback.
Wow, I feel like we have a little dissension in the ranks. And, Mikey, I know you and me are here for it. We are here for it. All right. So whenever RJ gets a little fired up, man, I am having it. So let's get into it. No plays from the site today, but if you're not a SportsLine member, we tell you it's all about the information, the numbers, the cappers. Use the promo code early. I'll give you 30 days for free. Then you'll come and join us full time. Now, he named the show. It's his show. He gets to go first, and I get to do this one time a week. M squared, you know the drill, son. Oh, it doesn't matter if it's week 5, week 4, week 6. The man brings it. We have donkeys. We have gooses. Oh, but we have the NFL. So, give it to me.
All right, Coach. We're going to hit a player prop here today. It's Tyreek Hill over 70.5 receiving yards, minus 115. Still available out there in the market. This number, it can be a little fishy. He's got the quad injury. I would expect this number in the market to be at least 77. My projection on this is 84. Tyreek Hill leads the NFL in receiving yards here. I personally don't believe the downgrade to Teddy Bridgewater is all that significant. I think he's a fine game manager. Having both him and Waddle on the field is going to help him out quite a bit in this spot. He has games of 94, 190, and 160 on the season so far, with a 33-yard performance sprinkled in there against the Buffalo Bills. I don't expect that to happen here in this particular spot. The good news is if the Dolphins aren't running away with this game, it's ultra competitive. We would expect Tyreek Hill to get peppered with even more targets in this spot. Again, I think the market should be 77.5 on this bare minimum. Over 84 for me. So give me Tyreek Hill over 70.5 receiving yards.
Mikey, what do you think about his catch number?
I'm not sure where it's at. That one is not up on some of the books. It was only receiving yards, as he was questionable to play, but he is going to play in this game. I would lean towards the over, but I do like his big playability, so I'm going to attack the yards personally. But there's a good chance that he hits both.
All right, fair enough. Of course, we'll hit on that game coming up at 12 noon Eastern time. All the 1 o'clock games, all the 4 o'clock games as well. Now, RJ White, the man is laser focused on Sunday. Now, there's a team, RJ, that before the season, we were cracking jokes. We were making fun, but hold the phone. Maybe they are a little better than we think, and you're on them today. Who am I talking about?
It's fine to make jokes when Joe Flacco's your quarterback, but now they have Zach Wilson back, and he's rusty in his debut, but he turned it on late. I think the Jets can have success offensively versus this mediocre Miami defense. They also have Dwayne Brown back at left tackle. O-line finally may not be an issue for them, and it's been an issue all year. Last week, they had to move Elijah Vera Tucker from left guard to left tackle. He played well, but, it'll be good having him either back in his normal spot at left guard, or maybe they move him back over to the right side and have 2 strong tackles. So I like that upgrade there for the Jets. Teddy, I'm on the other side of Mike. Teddy's a quality backup, but the ceiling of the pass offense is lowered without Tua. I've been saying it all week. We're doing Tua a disservice if we think that they're close together. There's a reason Teddy is a journeyman quarterback at this time. Hasn't latched on with the starting job anywhere this offseason. Tyreek is expected to play. Like he said, Jalen Waddle is expected to play. Neither of them are 100%. They came into this game questionable. Several other key Dolphins were questionable: Xavier Howard, Teron Armstead. It's just the battered and bruised Dolphins in this game. At the time that the market is finally saying Miami is an elite team, I was harping on the market the first few weeks when they weren't giving Miami enough credit for how good offensively they could be. Now they're dealing with all these injuries, and they're finally getting the credit that they deserved, a while ago. But now they have major health concerns. So that's why I'm on the other side. I think you still find plus 3.5 on the Jets. I like that play.
This is why we do multiple shows. This is why we have multiple smart people, because this is a business that you can have different opinions and then see how it plays out. And clearly this morning, we have some differing opinions, and that's okay. We'll see how it plays out. Now, with that being said, Maestro, I'm coming to you, and you've got to answer for yourself because RJ called you out. Please explain yourself. You're up, sir.
Yes, he did call me out, and if he wants a showdown, he can have one, because I think the market expected this to be Bailey Zappi all along. This kid had 127.4 passer rating, and it's because they were able to run the ball in Green Bay, and I think they're going to have a lot of success running the ball against the Lions, who give up 5.6 yards a carry. That is the worst in the NFL, and if they can get him in play action, they are going to be fine. You also get Jared Goff outdoors. He's worse outdoors in terms of his fumble rate, his interception rate, his cover rate. Everything is worse. We still don't know about his best weapon, Amon-Ra St. Brown, but we do know Chark is out. We do know Swift is out. And this Lions team just got obliterated defensively, I should say. The defense got obliterated by the Seahawks. And now the Patriots at home. Bill Belichick off a loss. Who have they lost to? The Ravens, the Packers, and the Dolphins. Those are three very good teams. This is a get-right spot. I love it. I don't want to lay over a field goal, but that's why I laid -3, -120 with the Patriots, and RJ can have the showdown if he wants it. I don't think I've ever had a showdown with RJ on this show, but I got two other props that I really love. First is Nick Chubb. We talked about it. The Chargers may have the worst run defense along with the Lions. They give up 5.4 yards carry, but to running backs, it's 6.1. We saw Dameon Pierce break off a 75-yarder. Nick Chubb, longest rush, has cashed 8 straight weeks. We hit it last week with the Falcons. The low on those 8 straight is 22. That's dating back to last season. The number still at 18.5. They juiced it up to -120 this week at most books, but we will still take it over 18.5 for Nick Chubb, longest rush. And then another explosive play. I want to talk about Chris Olave, longest reception. Checking it right here. I believe I got that. Yep, 22.5. You should be able to find it. Last 3 games, 51, 49, and 32. Those were his longest catch, 33 targets. And who does he face? The Seahawks. They give up the most explosive passing plays in the NFL, 8.7 yards per attempt, which is the worst. And the second worst is 7.8. I mean, that's a huge gap between 32 and 31. Historically bad pass defense. Olave is the guy when Andy Dalton wants to look deep. Let's go over 22.5.
Yeah, it's funny you use the word worst as I'm watching Daniel Jones throw the ball 5 yards behind a wide receiver streaking to the end zone. Man, sometimes he is just off. I am quite sure I've never asked this question, but RJ White, are you in or are you out?
I am absolutely in.
Let's go.
AB, hit the music.
It's gonna be a showdown.
I also got another pick for you, too.
And a little tease.
Not
Wow.
even that pick you're talking about. I got one on a prop today. Carson Wentz over 22.5 completions, which we hadn't got into yet. The number on that line is all the way down to Pick'em. People all over Washington here. And we got this at +2.5 on the site when we put it in early in the week. So now the value on this line is looking at the props here. Wentz has had 25 completions in every game so far, even with his struggles the last 2 weeks. Titans are shorthanded in the pass rush. I think he's going to have time to throw, and he's going to get over 22.5 pretty easily. So that's why it's only -109 at Caesars. So I love this value here.
I love it too. Mikey, I'm still in a little bit of shock here. I'll be honest with you. How do you feel about a Maestro and Stoic One showdown?
I think the actual result here is the game's going to end in 3, and we're the two sharps on each side of it. You know the game's ending at 3. Market's got this one correct.
Done 20-17, and nobody gets to tout themselves. Oh, by the way, in the chat real quick, if you think RJ White wins the showdown, write Stoic One, and please spell it right. And if you think the Maestro's got this one, write Maestro in there. We want to see who the chat is rolling with today. Now, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of AB on the 1s and the 2s. Larry, the Maestro, is on the Patriots, -3. We know now. Then Chris Olave, longest reception. You can still get this at 22.5. Nick Chubb, you heard how many weeks in a row he has cashed this play. Longest rush over 18.5 yards. Then the Stoic One, RJ White. He's on the Jets +3.5. Carson Wentz over 22.5 completions. And M² 1 play right now, but also follow him on social media. You never know when he'll be dropping something later in the days on Tyreek Hill over 70.5 receiving yards. Now, AB, show your face. Where is that big old fat smile that I love so very much? There he is. AB, were you shocked when you just got to hit the music?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, we rarely get like Maestro said, we never get a Maestro RJ showdown. This is like, dude, king versus king right here, you know?
History being made.
Yeah.
History being made. Now, that's later, but right here, right now, I believe the no-fly zone is absolutely open. The quarterback whisperer is here. So, AB, what do you got for us today?
It's wide open, my man. And while we're giving this pick, look, we're blocking bots in the chat. That's the kind of no-fly zone that we're going to have today. Let me pull it up here. So we're going to go Joe Burrow over half an interception tonight, minus 115. Sunday Night Football at the Ravens. We're going to go Carson Wentz over half an interception. And that's not discounting the play that RJ just had, but he will put one in the air today. We're also going to go Marcus Mariota over half an interception here against the Bucs. And Cooper Rush over half an interception because while I love what the kid has done, my man, you are living on borrowed time, and it is time that you put one in the air, and I think the Rams defense is going to come down with one. We're also going to go Justin Tucker and Evan McPherson, both over 1.5 field goals at a Sunday Night Football, Bengals at the Ravens. And lastly, the Buffalo Bills team total over 29.5 at home against the Steelers.
You believe they're going to have a really big day today, don't you? The Bills.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a tough one for my man, Mike Tomlin. Love him. Going to be a tough day out there, baby.
That may be the only way to play this particular game because it's 14, and depending on where you're shopping around, that's just a big number in the NFL. I don't care who you're playing. That's a big-time number. Love all those plays. And, of course, we'll see you at noon Eastern time, AB, when you will hang out in the chat with all those good people answering any questions that you might have on our noon Eastern show. All right. Well, as you know, there's only one thing left to do.
Whoa. I got one thing left to do. Hold on. I got a look-ahead pick. You're going to want to hear this one too, Coach.
Did you just ruin my flow? Did you
ruin
just
my flow? You ruined my flow.
I ruined your flow.
I got another pick to make. People come here to get picks.
Let's go. Give it to me. What do we got?
Look ahead. Chiefs pick 'em against the Bills. Chiefs don't play until Monday, so maybe this number will still be available tonight. Just pick them. I can't see how Buffalo would be favored when Kansas City looks at least as good as Buffalo. So why is Buffalo going to be favored in Kansas City? It's not going to happen. Chiefs pick them is going to be the best line we're going to get, and it could even go up. Buffalo's expected to trounce Pittsburgh. Not sure a big win's going to affect the line if Buffalo does trounce Pittsburgh. So I like Chiefs pick them. I don't think there's any chance Buffalo's favored at any point next week.
I would encourage you all to pay attention to his look-ahead games every week because they seem to hit. And now, for many of you who don't know, you can bet a game before another game is finished. It's allowed. Most books will do it. I love the look-ahead line. And RJ, because I respect you so much, you're allowed to ruin my flow. AB, not so much. Not so much. Damn, I don't even know how I feel about that. This whole show's got off the rails, but I'm here for it. Now, I think we're all done for now. There's only one thing left to do, I think. And you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. The stoic one, RJ White, the Maestro, Larry Hartstein, M Squared, AB on the ones and the twos. I am the coach. Do not forget 2 more big shows today. Noon Eastern time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time to get you set for everything NFL right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.